What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Zero Lab. Today we're taking a look at what some could say might be one of the best decks in Pokemon TCG Pocket right now. This deck won the Ursi Day Pocket Tournament on Play Limitless this past weekend that had almost 2,000 players in it. And I think that gives it a little bit of an argument for being the best deck in Pocket right now when it can win a 2,000 player tournament. And it features one of my favorite Pokemon EX in that, Exeggutor EX. But it also features the new Yanmega EX from Space-Time Smackdown. 140 HP, Stage 1 Grass-type EX Pokemon with that Air Slash attack for 3 colorless energy, does 120 damage, and you discard a random energy from this Pokemon. I actually think this is a really good EX because of the fact that its attack cost is all colorless energy. And it hits a really good weakness right now in the game in that Dark weakness. So hitting Darkrai for weakness means you're one-shotting Darkrai with Yanmega. This is splashable into every deck. I think that this card hasn't seen nearly as much play being splashed into other decks as I would expect to see. Like, I do think that this is a great counter, like in your own Darkrai deck versus other Darkrai decks. And it's a great counter in any deck to Darkrai decks. You could play this a little crazy, but you could play this like in Mewtwo EX because Mewtwo EX has sort of fallen off of the map because of the fact that Darkrai is just so good against it. And Yanmega could be that answer that you need against Darkrai. So very good Stage 1 EX Pokemon, splashable into every deck because of the colorless attack cost. Today we're pairing it with Exeggutor EX. To round out the list, we have 2 Pokeballs, 1 Pokemon Communication, 2 Rocky Helmets, just getting a little bit of extra damage in on our opponents, 2 Professor's Research, 2 Ericas, a Sabrina, a Leaf, and a Cyrus. So that is the deck list, and we're going to jump into a few emblem event matches with this deck, see how we can do. But in the meantime, don't forget to like, comment on this video, and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us out, and we're really pushing towards that 1,000 subscriber goal. We're getting very close to that goal. By the time this video comes out, maybe we'll be at that goal. That'd be really awesome. I know I've been saying that in every video, but we do kind of film videos in advance sometimes. So if I say we're pushing towards 1,000 subscribers, but we already have 1,000 subscribers at the time you watch the video, then awesome, great for future me. But we are pushing towards that goal right now, and I am excited for you guys to be along for the ride. If we do hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of February, obviously we're going to be doing a giveaway for Prismatic Evolutions ETB, so you're going to want to get in on that. But it looks like we are going up against a Darkrai EX deck here, which is great for us because we were just talking about how great Yanmega is against Darkrai EX. And this Pokeball is going to find us our Execute. That's great. We're going to play a Research here as well. Great opening hand for us in this game 1. Unfortunate that we don't have a way out of this Yanma to get into our Exeggutor EX next turn, but I think we're going to be all right. Pokeball coming down from our opponent. Curious to see what kind of Darkrai deck this is. Could it be Weavile? Could it be the Magnezone? Could it be a bunch of different things? Could be Greninja with Darkrai and Kangaskhan. That is a deck that you can see at times. We will see. Pass back over to us. Another Execute. I'm tempted to use the Yanmega's attack, but I think it's better to just retreat out into our Exeggutor, attach the Rocky Helmet, and then we're going to pass here. You might be wondering why I'm not benching that Execute. We do have the Pokecom in hand that could help us find a Yanmega at some point if we decide that's something that we need. Right now our odds of finding Yanmega are about 50%. We have a Yanma, an Exeggutor EX, and 2 Yanmegas in deck. Those are the 4 Pokemon in deck right now. So we have a 50% shot of finding a Yanmega EX with that Pokecom. And because we don't need it urgently, I'd rather just wait a turn, see if we draw into one of those other Pokemon, whether we draw into a Research and draw more cards, or just top deck like an Exeggutor EX, so that we could have a better chance of guaranteeing that Yanmega EX from that Pokecom. Nightmare Aura going to do 20 to our Exeggutor EX, and then just a concession from our opponent. This is a pretty bad matchup for them, and they weren't going to be getting there. So game 1 down, on to a game 2 here with the Exeggutor EX Yanmega EX deck. One of my favorite things about Gen 4 in Pokemon in the Sinnoh region was the evolutions of a bunch of Johto Pokemon. Yanmega is one of those, Mamoswine is another one, Togekiss is another one. And that's just a huge reason I remember loving the Sinnoh region and the Gen 4 games in particular. There's just all these cool new evolutions for Pokemon that I loved growing up with in the Johto region in Gen 2. So it's fun to play with cards that have those Pokemon on them. Like we got the Togekiss in this new set. And we got the Yanmega EX, those sorts of things. I think those are always cool. Going second in this game. Looks like we're going up against a water deck. Manaphy for the starter. I'm going to assume this is a Palkia EX deck. Maybe has Starmie in it, maybe doesn't. But we will see. Starting out with a research from our opponent. We also have a research in hand. So that means we have a pretty good opening hand. We have another Yanma. We have the Exeggutor EX in hand as well, so we'd love to find an Execute. It looks like our opponent hasn't found much, just double Manaphy down right now. We draw our second research, which is just great. We're going to have two great turns in a row here. Unfortunately, we weren't able to find that Execute. However, we have the research in hand to keep digging through our deck, so we're just going to flap here onto the Manaphy for 20 and start building up this energy on our Yanmas to turn them into Yanmegas here in a few turns. Oceanic Gift come down from our opponent, but nothing really cool for them to target with it right now, just another Manaphy. So we have a lot of time right now. Sabrina is our top deck. We're going to research here. There's the Execute. So in a really good spot here already. I'm just going to double attach this Yanma. Once we find a Yanmega, we're going to be happy we've been loading up energy onto this Yanma. Obviously, the Exeggutor EX's attack is just a 1 energy attack. And our opponent can't really burst out of nowhere and KO our Yanma. They could with a bunch of Misty Flips, potentially, but they've been drawing pretty poorly. So I think we're in an okay position to risk that extra energy attachment on the Yanma. And we're going to be really happy we did that if we do top deck a Yanmega here. Top deck is that Rocky Helmet. So at this point, I think we are going to retreat into the Exeggutor EX. Throw that Rocky Helmet on it and let it swing away with that Tropical Swing. Rocky Helmet going on the Exeggutor. And I'm actually tempted to Sabrina here. I actually think that's a good play. Target down that other Manaphy that's got more energies on it. Our opponent could foolishly give us the Eevee as well, but I doubt they're going to do that. But if we do hit heads here on the Tropical Swing, we'll get a knockout and take an extra energy out of play, and that's exactly what happens there. So that was a good play. Got very lucky to get that heads flip there. All right, they're going to promote the Manaphy. That means we're going to get another another prize this next turn. Unless they do retreat out of it into this Vaporeon. Giant Cape going down onto the Vaporeon. Leaf going to allow them to retreat out of that Manaphy. Yeah, I would be super frustrated if I was my opponent right now. Not trying into our EXs at all is just so unfortunate. They have played a research and a Pokeball, so it's not like they haven't had like the draw cards that they need to get that done. Just sometimes it doesn't go your way. See if we can draw the Yanmega this turn. There it is. Very nice. Attach for turn to the Yanmega. Erica to heal off that damage on our Exeggutor. Gonna save that Cyrus. No reason to chase down that Manaphy right now. Tails, but that's alright. A heads flip next turn will get us the knockout. There's the Palkia finally. And that's not super great for us because they do actually have the energy in play. If they have, well, they can't retreat because they did research this turn. However, that does put us in a position where they are pretty close to winning. They do retreat out of that Vaporeon, or they have a chance to win. They're not close to winning, but they have a chance to win. They're going to be getting a lot of energy in play here. And now the question is, do we choose to target down that Vaporeon, or do we just take the prize here? I think we just take the prize here and heal off the damage that we need to heal off on the Exeggutor so it doesn't get one-shot by the Palkia. Feels like a little bit of a waste of an Erica there to just heal that 10 damage, but it certainly is a very impactful 10 damage to heal off. Our opponent could still pull this out with a bunch of Misty flips, potentially. But the fact that they're not one-shotting our Exeggutor is pretty good for us. It's going to make it difficult for them. I suppose they could do it with a Cyrus, potentially. If they have a Cyrus in hand. We win this turn. Let's see. They're down a leaf. 4 cards in hand. All right, let's just guess at their deck list. They have 4 cards in hand and 3 cards in deck. They've got to have another Misty. They've got to have another Vaporeon, and they've got to have another Palkia. So that's 3 of the 4. They probably have another Leaf and a Cyrus. That's what I'm worried about, is the Cyrus on our Yanmega EX wins them the game. And I could be overthinking this, certainly. But basically what I'm saying is I think we have to Cyrus that Vaporeon and hope to flip heads here. I think that is how we win this game. And now we'll never know. We did get the heads flip, but what I was thinking about there was if they have Cyrus, they can bring up our Yanmega EX, and with the bench damage from the Palkia EX's attack, they were going to knock out our Exeggutor EX after damaging it, and knock out our Yanmega EX at the same time, because they did have enough energy in play to use that big attack on the Palkia EX again. And so if they did have the Cyrus, we were actually going to lose that game. So we had to bring up the Vaporeon. Because that then guaranteed that they wouldn't have the energy in play to do that, because they would either have to Leaf, retreat out of the Vaporeon, in which case they wouldn't have been able to Cyrus us, or they would have had to hard retreat out of the Vaporeon, in which case they wouldn't have had enough energy in play to do the big attack on the Palkia. So we had the Cyrus in hand to be able to win that game, but I think without the Cyrus there, we might have lost that one. But big game 2-0 with the Yanmega EX deck. And let's go into a game 3, see if we can't go 3-0 with this. Tails, it means we're going second. That's great. Yanma start, Pokecom, and Research in hand. That's nice. Another Palkia EX deck. So we get a rematch, see if we can go 2-0 against the Palkias. Really nice to go second against Palkia, so that they don't get to do that Manaphy turn 1. They can still Misty. That's the bad thing about going second against Palkia, is they could just get 4 Misty heads right here. There's 1. There's 2. All right. We got lucky. They do get to slash, though, which is unfortunate. Research here. If we don't find another Pokemon, we lose. Okay, there's our Yanmega. Pokecom away the Yanmega? All right. Unfortunately, we lose that one due to Misty Heads. Not much you can do about that. We will jump into game 4, however, because I'm not going to count that one as a real game. All right, going into game 4 with the Yanmega deck. Found our opponent. All right, good opening hand here for going second. We have the Exeggutor EX, we've got the Execute, we've got Rocky Helmet, we've got Professor's Research. We're in a great position here. This looks like the Darkrai Magnezone deck. Rocky Helmet on the Druddigon's crazy, doing 40 per turn that we attack them. That's nuts. I almost think we don't even want to attack into it until we just get into the Yanmega and one-shot it. We have the Yanmega now, so that is actually like a valid strategy. I think that might be the strategy we pursue. The only problem is the Yanmega is weak to lightning, and so the Magnezone is going to one-shot it. This might be a tough matchup. We definitely need to find our Sabrina and get around this Druddigon as quickly as possible. There's the Darkrai. There's the Magneton. All right, they're drawn well. We're drawn well also. So we're going to be okay, but it's going to be an interesting matchup here for sure because the Yanmega is weak to that lightning. Find another Rocky Helmet. Find another Pokeball. I think we just got to be swinging. Don't love it, to be honest with you. But it's going to put us in an okay position as well. If we throw the Rocky Helmet on the Exeggutor, if they knock it out with the Magnezone, it damages them enough where our Yanmega EX can take the knockout. So I guess that's another thing to consider. Unfortunate thing here is this Rough Skin plus Rocky Helmet combination is crazy. Would really love to find an Erica. There's the Erica. Just had to ask for it. All right, we're going to evolve, or attach the Yanmega, evolve the other Execute, bench this Yanma, put a Rocky Helmet on the active. I think we want to put a Rocky Helmet on the Yanmega that we're powering up. And then we are going to Erica the active. And we'll take the knockout on this Druddigon. I think this puts us in the best position possible to win here. Our opponent can't really knock out the Exeggutor with anything. I guess they can knock it out with the Darkrai, but we knock out the Darkrai. And they can knock it out with the Magnezone, but then we knock it out with the Yanmega. So we are actually putting our opponent in a pretty difficult position here. They choose to go in with the Darkrai. They might not even have the Yanmega in hand. That's another factor. But we'll see what they choose to do here. They might not be considering the weakness on their Darkrai. But yeah, we will be knocking out the Darkrai if they hit into this Exeggutor, even if they put a giant cape on it, because of the Rocky Helmet. Drotagon, second Darkrai. They do choose to just Dark Prism here, and that will be the game because we're doing 20 back to him. 120 with the Yanmega plus 20 with weakness. That is going to give us the KO with the Yanmega EX. All right, attach for turn. Air Slash going to take the knockout here. And 3-1 with the Yanmega EX deck. That Palkia game was a little bit unfortunate. Those Misty Heads, they'll get you sometimes. Not much you can do about that. But yeah, this is a very fun deck. I love my grass type decks. I love Exeggutor EX, and Yanmega is awesome. So really fun deck. I hope you guys give it a shot. If you've pulled the cards for it already, let me know in the comments down below what you think of this deck. Leave a like on this video, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you guys in the next video.